Well, welcome back to Life on Cars. Hope you're all keeping well. And we're getting well into December now. It's getting closer to Christmas. And I'm slowly ticking off some of those jobs that I wanted to get done while the car's off the road over winter. It's a bit cold in here today, like. So what we're up to today, well, those of you that are quite observant have probably realised I've had a bit of a change around in the garage. Just so I can get the car up and into the middle of the garage, get the front end up, because we're getting underneath today and we're going to inspect that front subframe. So I need to drop all the trays off underneath the engine and underneath the sump area, so I can have a good look at the subframe, make sure there's no major problems with it, get it rubbed down and get some Waxoil or some sort of sealant on there to protect it. So come on, let's get cracking and see what this job is all about. Hope you enjoy it. So I've got the car up on stands. I'll show you where those are positioned in a minute. And I've got a few bits of cardboard and some carpet to lay on under the front. So the plan is, I've got it quite high up, as you can see. Looks like a speedboat, doesn't it? So the plan is to get underneath, get all the trays dropped off from underneath the engine bay and the front of the car. And it's just really for inspection, really. Going to get under there, check the subframe out and see what we can see. There might be some interesting stuff under there to point out. So I'm going to take the wheels off, just because it's a bit easier when I'm crawling underneath the car, that I'm not having to manoeuvre around the front tyres. So let's get those whipped off. I've had to get well wrapped up in here tonight. It's absolutely, literally going to drop down to 0, I think, tonight. Yeah, it's a bit nippy in the garage. So here we are then. So there's basically two big trays. There's this one here under the bumper and radiator area, which I'm going to take off. Might be a bit of a challenge because these are held on by rusty looking screws. That one's not doing anything, is it? But yeah, so these could be a bit tricky to get out with a load of screws all the way around on that one. And then this one, which should come off fairly easy. I've had this off, well, yes, I have had that right off when I got the car, because that's where we get to the sump and the oil filter. And yeah, when I took it off before, I put a couple of new screws in at the front because I think one was missing. So I replaced those. And then there's two 10mm nuts there and in there. So yeah, so what can we see so far without anything off? So there's our brace underneath, which is looking nice and solid, but I'm probably going to give that a coating of Waxoil. You can see where I've supported the car here. So I've jacked it up on the usual jacking points, and then I've put the axle stands under that box section just aft of the cross member on both sides. Yeah, so we got a good working height. But the main reason I'm doing this is because I want to inspect the subframe properly. Front subframe, which you can see bits of it there. That's pretty much all you can see, just the edge of it where the suspension bolts in. I want to get to this, give it a good clean up, give it a good Waxoil in, and just generally have a look under here and see if there's anything that we can preserve, any points that we need to look at, anything that we can spot while we're underneath here. So right, let's get this one off then, and then we'll tackle the front one. So yeah, this is the cover you would need to remove if you were doing a oil and filter change. So we'll be able to see the filter assembly and the sump plug when we take this off. There we are, that's that one down. It's a bit mucky. Let's bring you in for a look. So there's the sump cover off. So we can see our sump and our sump plug here. And for those of you that are fancying doing an oil and filter change, there's the oil filter. It's directly above this oil cooler here, and it's not too bad to get out, to be honest. When I did this, when I got the car, it was easy to take out. Interestingly, when you're under here, you can also see this little air down here, which is a little air dam that feeds air up and blows it onto the alternator to keep the alternator cool. So with just that one tray off, I can already see quite a lot more of the subframe. As you can see, it's a bit crusty. It'll be the same as the back one. It won't be anywhere near rusted through, but it's just untidy looking, and it probably would benefit from having some Waxoil put on it, so we can preserve it a little bit. So yeah, it comes along here, and then as you can see, there's a cross member goes all the way along the back of the sump as well, which is going to get all cleaned down and a nice coating of Waxoil. But before I do that, I am going to take this front tray off as well, so I can get in properly to the front cross member, and just out of curiosity have a look under there and see what else is under. So let's get cracking, get this off. Right, we just took one of them out of there. It's a T30, and that's probably the exception to the rule. These are probably going to be a bit of a challenge to get off, to be honest, because they'll be rusty. And the other thing that they'll probably do is spin. Because I've already tried to take this one out, for example. And I'll show you what's happening when I turn this. So yeah, you can see what's happening there, look. The whole thing is spinning around like a merry-go-round. It's like a captive nut that's supposed to be still, but it's obviously not hanging on to anything and it's seized up. Now hopefully I'll be able to get a pair of mole grips into there, but some of them are probably going to be hidden, so this could take some time. So yeah, one of the things you can do if you've got problems with the bolts spinning under here is you can take these bolts out from your wheel arch liner, and then you can bring your wheel arch liner forward like that, and you can get into there, and you can hopefully get something on the back of the captive nuts to stop them spinning deep inside the wheel arch and underneath there. So yeah, it's going to be a bit of a chew on this with some of them, but hopefully not all of them will be rusted. Might just be one or two. Let's keep our fingers crossed, see how we get on. So you eagle-eyed viewers will notice that I've started putting some number plates up on the door there. You know, if anybody is watching from America, Canada, or anywhere else, I'd love it if you could send some number plates, because yeah, I think they look great, don't they, on the wall. I've got that one from when I've only been to America once, and we went to Florida, did all the Disneyland and things like that, and then we went to a beautiful place called Homosassa, which was lovely, and a friendly guy gave me that number plate. So yeah, you Americans, you have much more interesting plates than the UK. Ours are a bit boring compared to yours. So yeah, get in touch on LinkedIn or Facebook if you've got any number plates hanging around and you want to send them through. That would be fantastic. Right, sit rep. So I ended up, like I said, bringing that wheel arch liner up out of the way, just using a bungee strap to, because then you can get in here and into the back of here, and you can get mole grips and things onto the clips. So I think I've pretty much got this side released now. It was basically 3 or 4 of them that were, there was one at the back here that was seized. This one came out all right, and then there was, well, that one there you can see is still hanging in there, but that was broken anyway, so that wasn't doing anything. There was another one here stuck, which I managed to get out by putting my hand in the back of there and getting all the back of it with mole grips. The next one came out, so I think this side's gonna drop down now, so let's have a look. Ugh. Cobwebs, leaves. Ugh. Not nice. Nasty. That's nearly off. I think there's just one more screw holding it on the other side, which I'll have to go around and take off. But worth doing, guys, because look, we can see the subframe properly now, and the mounting point and things like that. We can get in and we can have a good clean off under here and wax oil and all the rest of it. So yeah, and obviously get rid of all these cobwebs and nasty bits of leaves and stuff like that. Alright, let me get around this side and get that off. Alright then guys, there we can see we've got both trays off now. And yeah, I'll show you what the problem is with these when you come to remove them. Basically got these horrible little pushover clips that go all the way around the edge. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 round the edge. And then there is a couple more going up inside these little round things. So 16, 17, and then the front two. There's about 20 screws altogether holding this on. But unfortunately a lot of them are quite badly corroded and falling to bits. So as part of this job I'll be getting some new ones of these because they're in a real mess. I mean the ones that came out I mean that one's not too bad, but they're not really worth. A lot of them have just felt a bit. You can see where people have been in the past and put other ones on when they've had it off before. And yeah, they're not brilliant, but it's one of them. It was worth taking off so that we can get properly to the subframe, and we can replace all those clips fairly easily. Check it out under here, guys. It's like Halloween. Ooh. Look at that. Cobweb City. Right, just suspended in animation, those leaves, aren't they? Cobweb City. Gonna have to get the hoover out, I think, and clean all these off. Gonna be a lot of cleaning going on, because then I'm gonna be doing all the subframe as well with the Y wheel. Ah. Well, I've been out here a good 3.5 hours so far, and as you can see from all the bits of rust on the floor, I've got it to a point where I've given all the subframe a damn good way of brushing, as you can see, and exposed all the areas where there's no protection anymore. You can see bits of the black original paint that's left, but there's not much of that left, to be honest, on the subframe. But it's solid. There's no signs of any nastiness or any major problems on the subframe, so that's good. So yeah, I'm going to get myself back inside the house now, get warmed up. I've had enough for tonight. But you can see what needs to happen next. Waxoil needs to come out and give this subframe a damn good coating. And then I'll have to order up some new clips for the Undertray because they're all absolutely covered in rust and rotten and felt to bits. So I need some new clips for the Undertray, and then it can go back together. So yeah, I think just a little sweep up now tonight, tidy up, and that's it for today. Whew. Getting there. Lovely stuff. And that's it, that's me wax oiling done. So yeah, it's quite a big subframe when you get into it and start wax oiling it. But pleased to report it's nice and solid, nothing nowhere near anywhere rusting through it. So yeah, well worth the effort. So I just need to get those lower trays cleaned up now and I can get them put back on. Just welding this, plastic welding these cracks up in the undertray. There we are, just a couple of little repairs on the undertray where some of these had broken off. I've kind of like plastic welded that, stitched it and used the tie wrap there. Same on this one here. Pulled it back together, giving it a bit of a stitch up, and then that front bit there that was cracked. So yeah, we've got a few more fixing holes back, and just need to put some new clips on this now and it's ready to go. Got all the other trims cleaned up. Alright, got some new clips. Got these from ADL Components. Came in a couple of days, so that's good. Went for black with T-drive heads. So I need to get rid of all these rusty clips out of here. And we'll put some new ones on. The top tip wheelie bin is a good working height for doing this. Let's get these changed up. Oh yes, they'll be perfect. Just the job. I think what I'll end up doing is put a load of put all the new ones on, and then I'll put some wax oil over the ends of over the clips so that they don't corrode. So there we are then. I just need to get under the car now and pop the undertrays back on. I don't think you need to watch me doing that. It's just the reverse of what we did at the start of the video. Well, there you go then. So I hope you enjoyed that one and you got something out of it. Maybe it's a job you fancy doing yourselves on your own vehicle. And yeah, I'm pleased I got under there and had a good look at that. It was quite rusty, wasn't it, in some areas, but it was only really a bit of surface rust. But even so, yeah, it's good to get under there, get it under sealed, get it wax oiled, cleaned down. Another job ticked off, peace of mind. So yeah, if you liked it, give us a like. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'm going to try and get a couple more videos out before Christmas. So stay tuned and join me again very soon on Life on Cars. Bye bye now.